It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we'll see Zach Wilson, after his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Barons and the Eagles. All that and more coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we reach Week 15 and we've got a good matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Brooklyn Barons. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they can get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situation where they can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. As one of the most successful coaches in the league told us once, the definition of balanced offense, that means you can do what you want when you want to, not necessarily just...
Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors. And we are underway from Brooklyn. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former #2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. 7 yards there and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run again with Hunt, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 24 carries, 67 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first, but they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So they bring out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Throwing, Jones. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Jones. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great.
Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And incomplete on the deep ball. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From midfield now, here's Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. On the delay, here's Hunt. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Now Wilson. Hard throw, incomplete. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the left hash, this from 46. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll make it 3-0 here in the 1st. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. Their 2nd drive here in the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Jones throw there taken in by Smith. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Jones now to throw on third down. Under pressure, and down he goes. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he stopped immediately there. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. No whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Oh, what a move. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On 1st down, they go right back to Hunt. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. It's Wilson. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week, and here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
So now for the 2nd time already here in this quarter, on comes the field goal unit. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will make it 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get scouted up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. from the gun on third down. Jones steps away to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
Partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw into the hands of Hooper. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Kareem Hunt with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Barons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
It works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Jones airing it out deep for Smith, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now a 3rd down throw that misses the target, incomplete. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. Good move at the 30. And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 66 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Handoff up the middle, Hunt. Got a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Hunt will try going up the middle. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
5-yard gain on the play. And a Brooklyn
Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Eagles' 31.
13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, it's Brooklyn in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 17-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a handoff. Hunt's going to run left. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing is Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. On 2nd and goal, the lone man in the backfield is Hunt. They'll give it to him up the middle. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is right there. It's good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for it.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Take it in at the 3. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They're down a couple of scores, 16-0, as they start things out with a 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive.
Holding offense.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coached some receivers in the offseason. We worked a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
Flush, and this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
4 sacks and a safety already. If you gave your coach those numbers in an entire game, he'd be ecstatic. Getting that type of production in less than a half of football, that goes beyond anything they expected coming in.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Fielded at about the 28. There's the versatile back, Kareem Hunt, getting set with the rest of this offense for the next drive. He's in his zone, second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Jones throwing to start the drive. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Back to throw. Jones. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Bryce Hall. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again is Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run again with Hunt. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 109 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. On 2nd down, Wilson. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown. Elijah Moore, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Barons are able to widen their lead here in his first half. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your turkey bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. It's going the other way. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taking it about the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
On 2nd and 7, Jones over the middle, complete. It's Smith. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. On 2nd and 9, Jones. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Jones eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that will knock this down to still a very large 29-point deficit. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 117 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To throw is Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Now it's Wilson. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they can at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. Tutu Atwell, 37 yards. And the Barons have taken a 5-touchdown lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a route is on here in this first half. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 24, Jones throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Throwing Jones. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Up the middle they go with Sanders. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They needed a lot of yards there. They run it and come up just a little bit short.
Yeah, and give a lot of credit to the defense because they didn't back off and play so loose that there was room to run. They were right there and stopped it for no gain, even in a long yardage situation.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin out in Houston, and it's the Dolphins who have the lead in that one. Tua Tagovailoa has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head over to Atlanta to check out the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and they trail the visiting Patriots at halftime. 3 touchdown passes there for Mac Jones. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City, see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they are in a tight one, all tied with the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Eagles. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, on the other side, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Fields it right around the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. But the focus shifts back to Daniel Jones and company.
And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
This will be caught once again by Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by DJ Reed. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So, game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 47.
It's 2nd down, right back to Hunt. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And on now is the punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. On 2nd and 9. Jones over the middle to Smith. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Operating from the gun. Jones. Got a man, it's Brown. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
A nice little juke.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 135 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
On the counter, Hunt. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run again with Hunt. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Touchdown! Elijah Moore with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Barons have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Well, familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And that's complete to Sanders. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll run. It's Sanders finding space at the 40. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Quick slant to Brown. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down. Now Jones throwing on first down. Smith catches left side. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, he's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end. Throwing again on second down. Jones. It's caught by Sanders. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll run with Sanders. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Sanders again, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown from 3 yards out. And the Eagles are able to claw one back. Extra point by Koo, up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. This will be fielded inside the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Eagles have recovered. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Jones now on first down. Sanders shaking and baking.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw here taken in by Gesicki. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. On first down, Jones got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They'll run here with Spiller. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. They'll run for it with Cook. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. James Cook, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are able to at least get 1 score back.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back.
Now Young Wei Koo for the extra point. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this third quarter. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was James Cook capping all of that off with a touchdown run. Taken in at the 3. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. The loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Jones on 1st and 10. Being chased out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
He's NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Operating from the gun. Jones. Got an open man. It's Pickens. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Here's Jones on 3rd down. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And as a result, possession switches hands. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46. This offense so far on third down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long. And I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
Here's Wilson. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Garrett Wilson,
A 5-yard touchdown.
and the Barons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one, and certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Now Brown, oh, he lost the football. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Back to throw again. Over the middle here to Brown. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player, and it appears to be Devontae Smith who's having some problems here. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Going for it with Sanders. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the 1st.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Meanwhile, Jones throw into the hands of Pickens. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Now Jones throwing on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will not get what he needed as he stopped short of the first down at around the 22. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And I think really good defenders can sniff out those screen passes. Just something that they can feel, something that they can sense about how the quarterback drops back or how the lineman is just a little slow to block the oncoming rushers. He read it perfectly, got in there, and made the play.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And now here's another interception.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Now it's Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Hunt will try going up the middle. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. They'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing Jones. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes.
Quentin Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Talking about vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Back to throw. Jones. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. He was brought down there by Julian Love. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll run again with Hunt. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the home team here,
the final 3 weeks are going to tell the story as they move to 9-5 on the year.
And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.